Why is it doing that? Is this supposed to happen?
Is it trying to?
Is it? Oh, there it goes. Nope. Is it shaking for you guys? Because it's like the screen is going for me. I can't even read what is it. Is it shaking?
No, it's not shaking for them.
It's not shaking for them. Okay, well.
Stop it.
It's not the webcam.
Why is it not the webcam?
Our screen is shaking, and I think it's the chat.
Ooh.
Holy moly! What is going? Exit broadcast view? Is that what I want to do? Do I want to do that?
No. Can you pop out the chat?
Okay, one guy. So you can't see it, but for us, it's like the screen is just shaking.
It's vibrating.
Like someone has it projected on a piece of metal and going wobble, 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 wobble. I'm going to see if I can exit broadcast. I'm coming right back. If we'll go anywhere, don't worry. We'll be right back.
Yeah. I'm going to message Greenla.
I'm thinking that it's like, oh, look. Oh,
no.
Damn. It's something to do.
Pop the chat out. See if you can pop it out like on Twitch.
I can pause chat, unpause chat, pop the chat out. This is just like when we used to stream and things would go terribly wrong. Chat, selfies, QA, chat. Why is it doing that?
Thank you, Derek. I want to concentrate.
Okay.
But I can't because it won't stop.
All right. Well.
It's not our camera.
No. Our camera was fine in testing.
I feel like it's trying to focus and it can't or something.
No, it's trying to scroll down. See how this is doing this?
Does anybody know if there's a way to pop the chat out?
We'll put it over here. It doesn't do anything. Put it over here. It doesn't do anything. Oh, stop for a second. It has to do with them talking, like whenever they say something.
What? We can't move this?
Let me see. Launch daily stream.
No.
See how it stops and it's fine for a second?
What's exit broadcast view? That stops.
That was the one that goes back. Yeah, it goes back to the thing. All right. Well, can you see that? Can you read this?
I can read it, kinda.
Okay, we're just gonna go with it. But keep in mind that we are handicapped by this shaky.
Oh, it stops for like 1 second.
You see what's happening here though? Is it's fluctuating between there being a slight scroll.
Yeah.
Left and right and up and down. So maybe there's a settings situation that we can do here. I'm sorry, guys. I know this is really fun because
so interesting.
Probably to you it looks fine. Not to us. It's really freaking out.
I wonder if I can show you guys what it looks like with my phone.
Oh yeah, look at this.
Can you
get him? See, it looks like that.
Is it shaking for you guys? Can you see that?
All right. Here, I'm gonna try. No, whatever. We're just gonna do it. We're tough.
Is it full screen? Can you make it? Somebody said do full screen.
Is there a default to full screen? Share this event. Pin this event. Co-host. Moderate.
What if you
broadcast
press
live.
F? Press F.
No, it's not.
This isn't Isaac.
It's not,
we are using Firefox.
Chrome.
Should we try a different browser?
What?
This takes me back to the Twitch days.
Okay, well, we're just going to try our best to do this with the shaky screen. All right, well, number one, I think it's like 600% backed, so that's insane.
Yeah.
And
we were funded before we went to bed, so that was crazy.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep because I saw it was getting close, and then I was like, oh, okay, well, and then I didn't sleep for like another hour after that, and it was
I fell asleep.
it was horrible. But yeah, I didn't expect it to go so fast. Didn't expect, like, I wasn't completely prepared for this at all, and obviously this. So I guess we will do a quick.
I wish you guys could see this.
A quick Q&A, and we'll try to read what you're saying, even with the screen shaking like crazy, violently shaking back and forth. I should also say, just before we start the stream, I know that there's a bunch of general questions that we should probably go over before we get into like little details and whatever else, but just to make sure everybody knows that.
That's what I thought.
No one knows what
is the camera trying to locate their faces so it's focusing? That's what I thought.
No, it's not the camera.
Okay, what if you stay still? Try to stay still.
It's not the camera. It's this. You see this?
Yeah.
It's that the whole screen, it keeps fluctuating between being slightly larger than the allotted area of the screen, so it keeps inserting 2 scroll bars on either side, and it's going even if I do full screen. Whatever. We're past that.
Well, here's what somebody said. Back to nearly twice as much as the cost thanks to shipping, but I don't care because it supports the game. Thank you. And so as far as shipping goes, like Studio 71 has like done everything they can to get it to like the lowest possible price. And
there's more in the box than you'd think, and it doesn't look like it, but there's going to be a ton of little plastic coins or pennies for the game that look like Isaac pennies.
And then
2 dice.
300 plus cards is a good deal of weight. So I think shipping price versus not offering it for sale.
Yeah.
I think high shipping prices is better. But yeah, we understand that it's high, but that is the best we can do, and we really tried to make it low. You just come to America and it'll be cheap.
Live cheap in America. What else? There's more stuff in the tiers than it may appear. Make sure you go through the different tiers and you can actually see the details of like. I just want to make sure that people know that like the what is it the hoarder one where you get the playmat?
I'm sorry, I'm reading these questions.
Well, let's just focus on this stuff first, and then we can get to this.
Okay, I'll answer questions about sleeves and all that kind of stuff in just a minute.
But so there's a tier that actually has a giant playmat. It's a 4-player playmat that it's supposed to look like the bottom of Isaac's room with a trapdoor in the center. That's really fucking cool. I'm not sure that it comes off across as well in the image for the tier. And what else is there? There are figurines in one of the tiers. I think that's the hoarder.
Yeah, let me check. Okay, let's see. Where is the hoarder?
And those are being made right now, and they're all based off of the designs of the base characters.
Yeah, that's gonna be so good.
Yeah, that should be really fucking cool.
And then a T-shirt, the uncut sheet of cards.
Oh yeah. So for those of you who don't know, collectors of different card games, I actually have one right over there.
That's like a heavy poster.
So like I have. Let me show you my uncut sheet of Magic cards.
Don't stand up.
So this is like, whoa, this is what an uncut sheet of Magic cards looks like. So it'd be something akin to this, except not at all Magic the Gathering and just Binding of Isaac. Imagine a bunch of Isaac monsters instead of Magic cards.
Yeah, and that's going to be the weight of a sheet of cards. And yeah, and it has figures, and then a T-shirt. Those heavy T-shirts.
It's a pretty cool T-shirt too. It's gonna be
the heaviest T-shirt you ever found.
Those heavy duty.
And also playmat. It's not just like a.
Yeah, it's not a little playmat. It's a 4-player playmat, so it's 4 times the size.
It's not like this.
It's bigger than this.
It's bigger than this. This is a mouse pad.
This isn't part of the Kickstarter.
This is something else.
What else? What else are we forgetting? Oh, and there is a tier where I sign the box.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a pain in the butt, but I'm doing it for you. All of you.
You're used to signing stuff.
I'm going to sign it. I'm touching every single one of those.
And also, just so you know, because when we used to run the store and we would sell signed posters and games, sometimes people would message me and say, "Where did he sign it?" And I was like, that right there, that's the signature. And then they'd say, "Some signature. That's his signature. His signature is a big E."
It's a big E.
And
then
it
looks kind of like a butt.
Yeah. And usually he draws a little heart. So, I mean,
maybe you'll get lucky. If I like you a lot, there'll be a little heart on it.
His name is Edmund. His short name is Ed, which is 2 letters, but he's got it down to 1 letter.
They call me E.
So,
Big E.
That's it.
Oh, and then the final tier is the custom card, and it would look something along the lines of this. So this is one of the prototype cards. Here's the heart prototype.
I colored that with a crayon.
So, but it'll be actually printed on an official Binding of Isaac blank card, and I'll hand draw it in. And of your choosing, you tell me what I draw. I will design it though. So you just give me the theme, general theme. And I hope you supply a picture of yourself so I know what you look like. And then I will decide what ability you should have.
This has pictures.
Yeah. Oh, these are the ones.
These has pictures.
These has pictures. This is one I designed.
Here's one I'd made for me.
I'm trying to tap on this to make it focus. It doesn't.
That's me. I go crazy.
Yeah. She doesn't like
if
it when
you've taken damage from a player this turn, deal 2 damage to any target.
I make it up. So you give me a little bit of feedback. I'll take that and I'll run with it. So yeah, just go through the tiers, and we'll definitely like if there is something that we are forgetting.
No, the custom card is not going to be printed. It's going to be hand drawn. Ed's going to hand draw, and it's going to go to you, and it's going to be in your game.
Yeah, it's not add a card that everybody gets. It is a specifically hand drawn by me and signed and designed by me, based off of suggestions you give me. That's exclusive for you. It's a one of a kind. You don't have to play with it. You can bathe it and bathe with it.
Will people be able to buy things like the mat and other stuff later on?
I don't think so. I know we're going to have add-on items. There's a bunch of stuff planned, and we want feedback for add-on items, as well as if there's something that you really want that's not being offered, just please give us suggestions. I mean, you can probably add comments and stuff like that, or even just tweet them at me. It might be easier if you add comments on the Kickstarter for us to go through, because those will easily be filtered out right at this point. Like,
yeah, I think that a t-shirt add-on will be a thing. I don't know if it will be the same t-shirt, but there will be shirts.
Yeah, I think it'll be a different t-shirt.
I'm with you. I want a shirt. I want everything.
I want a shirt too.
I want a shirt. I want a backpack. I want a hat. I want a pants.
But tell us what you want.
Slippers.
Like, seriously, tell us what Studio 71 is really good at. Impromptu, awesomeness.
Well, I see that people want a playmat add-on, so hopefully we can figure that out.
Okay, we'll.
How many players can play? Minimum and maximum 2. 2 people can play.
Yeah, 2 people can play. I'm reworking the rules. I'm gonna make it so it's a kind of a draft environment.
The rule is you and your mom.
So, and it can go 4. I think 4 is the ideal, but it can go beyond 4. We've tested with 5, and I'm thinking go to 6. I mean, you could go as many as you want, but it's going to slow the game down. And I think it's kind of like, I like that the games last roughly around the same length of an Isaac run, and I think it's kind of cute to keep that. So the ideal is 4, but you can definitely go to 5 and 6 comfortably.
That's a good idea, is the custom sleeves, because
yeah, we were talking about that last night, because but people are going to definitely want to sleeve this, and I'll talk to the Studio 71 about doing like custom backs.
Yeah, because they fit in regular sleeves, but that would be great to have some custom sleeves, so you could use it for your magic too.
Hey, it's a Binding of Isaac.
What do you like, magic and Binding of Isaac? Oh,
what a coincidence. Me too.
Show the ladies that, they're gonna go
And I'm supposed to make sure that you guys know that during development, there's going to be exclusive stuff like this for backers, where we'll go live and talk about updates and whatever else. But there'll also be posts that are live, where I'll show some behind the scenes stuff, because all the artists are churning out art at this point. Everybody's super fucking excited, and they're just going nuts with all the different art. And as we go, I'll do spoilers. Some of them will be completely exclusive to the Kickstarter, and so all the backers will kind of get that information definitely before everybody else, until somebody fucking leaks it all over the Reddit. That's me. I'm my impression of me.
Somebody was just mentioning, is there would Ridiculon be making some kind of music we will be able to listen while playing? I thought
that's not a bad idea.
So because we recently played a what do you call it, an escape room in a box?
Yeah.
And it was a little tricky to get going because if you have Alexa, you could get like Alexa to play this music. So I was thinking like, oh, that would be so cool if we could get like dramatic music. Maybe we can just like put up a very long.
There's no doubt in my mind that Matthias and John will want to do something once they're back from.
I'm so glad this
tour.
This isn't happening for everybody else. It's just
that would be awful. Just look at me. Just look at me and don't look at the worst part is looking at the text, because then it's just like. Also stretch goals. So we're almost complete with the first stretch goal. I don't have the. Let me look and see where we're at.
I didn't even get to see these pictures that are sent in.
Look at this is what they're seeing.
It's that blurry? No, it's good. Okay, good.
That's buffering.
Okay.
I don't know what we're at right now, but I think it's if we get 5,000 backers, it checks off another one. And I think enough people have sent in pictures of themselves trying. I'm going to be more on this once I have more sleep and I'm not losing my mind. So far today, 4 hours of sleep. And Danielle and our baby Peach got stung by a swarm of yellow jackets that we have a hive of in the front yard, it turns out.
I have never been stung before, and it happened. And apparently, and I was screaming, but I don't remember.
So I was going to the bathroom, and I had to decide, okay, does that scream mean that I have time to wipe or not wipe? And the answer was wipe on the go.
Wipe once.
Wipe on the go. It was a standing up, walking wipe. I was out the door, and a yellow jacket got in my hair, and I went like this.
Yeah, I was holding her, and as I was already scared about seeing that the stinger was still in her finger, I felt it started stinging me on my back.
Turns out my mother, who is currently watching her right now, saw a yellow jacket on the ground going into a hole, and then kicked some dirt on it. So, and then that happened. So that was our morning. And once it mellows out a little bit, I'm gonna be right.
There is no TMI here, or it's all TMI. So I don't know.
If you've played Binding of Isaac, I think it isn't Binding of Isaac TMI. Yeah,
we'll. There's gonna be more poop talk as we go.
Yeah, there's a lot of cards with poop in them.
I could tell you a text I just got from my mother this morning, but I won't. I haven't even told Ed because I don't think he wants to hear it.
I don't.
You guys want to see something cool? I got something to share with you.
Oh, let me tell them about stretch goals.
Okay. Oh, I'm gonna sit that down.
So as we check off, as you may assume, we're descending all the way down through the game. So currently we're in the basement. And with each completion of these stretch goals, you're gonna unlock a bunch of different cards. Currently, the one that's coming is a character and a character ability or an item card. And it looks like we may hit that today. I think we would. Has anybody made the Wikipedia yet?
Thank goodness for this, because it wasn't going to be me. He has hinted at this for years, and I can't.
Because one of those is, well, that's the other one.
It's too much work.
Spoiler.
What?
That's not the one for today. This is make the Wikipedia page for this game. She's really good at spoiling everything.
No one was listening to me. No one cares about what I'm saying.
It's fucking great. And so we're gonna unlock a bunch of stuff, and if you pay attention to my
the wiki is up, they say.
Oh, you got a link?
There's a link.
Can't click that link because it's shaking. Oh my god, it's done. All right, check that one off. Well, by the end of the stream, I guess we might have to reveal who the character is, as well as his ability and how he works. Well, I guess I'll have more work to do today. But yeah, and right after that, it'll unlock the caves, and then we'll just go through that, and we'll just keep going down. I've designed a few more characters that play really uniquely. I also highly recommend going. I know it adds a lot of weight, which is why why that's the second tier. Like the $35 tier, the gold chest, that for all Isaac fans, for me personally, that's the one that I would go for when it comes to the game, because
that's the hungry man dinner.
That's the hungry man dinner, because it has 60 bonus cards of 20 for each of the sets monsters, 20 monsters, 20 loot cards, and 20 items. But it also comes with 4 more characters as well as their starting items, and I'll end up spoiling those soon, so you guys know. So that'll start you right out with 8 characters to start with if you go that direction, and we'll hopefully unlock a bunch more characters that we can add as we go. And then the last one on here before we go to just questions is tomorrow. I'll be doing an AMA on Reddit, an official one. So if you have really embarrassing questions that I can, my dyslexic brain can slowly respond to.
I'll be there too, and you can ask me stuff.
And she'll be there to correct it, so I don't sound completely inept more than usual.
I'm not doing very well myself.
I'm not doing very good.
Okay, let's try to read some of this. A question that I keep seeing a lot is, will it get translated?
I don't believe so. Do they translate card games and other? I know that like Magic does, but like that seems like I'm gonna say no on that one. Sorry. Another common question. Not much of a question is that it's the biggest comment of but I don't have friends. I'll tell you what, you do have friends. You do. You just don't know it yet. And you can make friends with this game. If you find somebody who's willing to play The Binding of Isaac with you, they are your friend.
Yeah. Here's another thing that you can do. Go on Craigslist. I think there's a place not for furniture and jobs and not for questionable things. I think you can say like,
I want to play games.
I want to play games. I think you could probably make also like I don't know, am I allowed to say Tinder?
This may or may not be dangerous, what she's suggesting.
Yeah,
whatever she's saying is not endorsed by Studio 71.
Yeah, don't go to anyone's house and meet in a public place, obviously. But you could even maybe use the Tinder and say, hey, no funny business here. I just want to play a game.
Yeah. With cards.
And if you're a fella, look for a girl similarly a slight goth and chubby. She's gonna play with you.
Yeah, but don't be one of those guys, if you know what I mean.
Nice guy.
Don't be a nice guy.
That's our favorite thing to look at right now on YouTube is nice guys and nice girls. Hilarious.
I recommend it. Sorrow TV, it's funny. But really though, like it's great with 2 players. And I'll tell you what, if me personally, was in a situation where I simply did not have any friends and no one around me played board games, and the Binding of Isaac card game was sitting up there for $25, I would still buy it simply to have all the art. Like a shitload of people bought the tarot card decks. That's 72 cards, and they paid $45
and I don't 40, maybe 45 cents. And I don't know how many people are doing their tarot every day.
Yeah. The art in these is amazing. Takara, who did all the tarot cards, she's also reprising her role as a card artist as well. But the 4 artists we have are phenomenal. The art is amazing. Like the art is the equivalent of a Binding of Isaac, art book. It's super cool. And and we definitely will be doing an add-on for the poster for the main game that we teased that Alejandro Worm Boy did.
Yeah, actually, when we backed Kingdom Death, we didn't really know if we were gonna play it. I just wanted the figures, and then we played it, and I had a Kingdom Death shirt on.
Represent. That game's good.
which I had to buy on eBay because I missed out on the Kickstarter. Don't be like me. Don't be like me. Get your shirt now.
I don't know about a tarot card add-on. We can look into it. Those were expensive to make. And in the situation with this is like there's enough people buying them, so the cost gets more reasonable of actually have it produced. If it's an add-on, it might not be as crazy. But I do have a lot of extra supply of tarot cards. I could always do a limited edition signed run as an add-on. So yeah, I'll note that.
Golden Box is Kickstarter exclusive.
Yeah, the Golden Box is Kickstarter exclusive.
And yes, the cards will fit in sleeves.
For sure. They're standard card size.
The game is still fully playable and functional with 2 people.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, like, I'm not joking when I'm saying like play with your mom or your dad, like, or your grandma or anybody in your family. Because I mean, we have a handful of friends. We're nerds. We work from home, and then we have a baby, so it kind of cuts down on.
I think Tyler's more than a handful. Tyler Glale
more than a handful. What was I saying?
That we played with your sister.
Oh yeah, so my sister, who was like my sister and our brother-in-law, totally casual, get like mobile gamers, race like my brother-in-law, like pretty regular dude playing.
Yeah, Joe plays Gran Turismo games, and Crystal plays Animal Crossing on her phone.
Yeah, so it's like very like super casual. They got into it, and so they've never really played Isaac, like especially my sister. And so seeing somebody experience something that you love, and then like all of a sudden getting to show them like these are all there. Like I think she got like a life up, and it was breakfast. And as you know, it's a picture of dog food, and she's like, "Oh, okay."
I'm getting what you're laying down.
It's immediately accepted.
This is abuse.
dog food. And then our niece and nephew, who are our nephew is 9 and our niece is 11. They're like immediately know exactly what's going on and are playing it. It's amazing to see.
Yeah, our nephew Eli is like we found he did a report for like right before summer. They do like a report. I think it's like describe yourself and how you've changed or whatever else. And there's a whole paragraph which is like, my favorite thing to do is play the secret card game that my uncle designed. It's my favorite game of all time.
It's so cute. Oh, as far as like shooting for November, like that's super realistic. We've been really lucky working with Grima and Javon at Studio 71 because they like, in all the years that we've been in this biz, not a lot of people say like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this and this, and then they do it.
Yeah, they did it. Like
it's
when they said they were gonna do
weird.
it, they did it, and they did it fast.
It's so weird.
So I have a great deal of faith, and also Studio 71 were the people who helped with the Kickstarter for Joking Hazard and did all the production stuff for them and shipped all that stuff for them. So they're legit. Like Joking Hazard was like the second highest grossing card game on Kickstarter of all time. So
yeah, we play the heck out of that.
It's definitely legit. I know I'm missing a bunch of fucking questions here, and
I'm trying to focus on
see
things,
them. Will the cards fit in the box while sleeved? Yes, there's enough room even with the expansion. There's like about this much room in the box. So the box, where's the little box? Hand me that one. The box is, I think it's a little bit bigger than this, and there's like about this much room in the box where you can put the coins and dice and stuff. So easily sleeved. My current prototype, the current prototype, which I don't know how I'm gonna reproduce easily, is here. So this is the full prototype sleeved, but the thing is all of the cards here, as you can see, they are regular cards with like a sticker on them, and the sticker is about half the thickness of the card. So it's like 1.5 cards sleeved. So it's a lot smaller than this, of course. It's not, and this is with the expansion as well. And the blue cards are the loot cards. The gold cards are the treasure cards, and the black cards are the monster cards. And the white cards are actually a bunch of character cards, some of which are still being worked on.
I'm seeing people talk about, and I don't know if it's the same person I was talking to on Twitter about changing your address during the the Kickstarter, and I'm not sure because I feel like the last thing I backed, as it was getting down to the line when they were going to start shipping stuff out.
Oh, then they ask you, like, are you sure this is your address?
Yes, for somehow I
Two
thought
things
that it
I
had,
backed did that.
had our old address and I put our new address in.
Because I backed the Jodorowsky movie twice, and they first asked. It was when we moved.
Yeah.
And they asked first. But any technical questions, definitely just post them on the Kickstarter, and Greemer or Javon will jump in and give you legit answers.
Yeah, there's some questions that like we don't work at Kickstarter, so we don't know everything about that. These are the prototype cards. These aren't the finished. This isn't the finished product. These are just the prototype cards. This is our finished
product
that we're playing with.
The finished product will be like printed normal size cards. Danielle colored the high majority of these things. You want to spoil a card? We can't spoil that one.
I'm seeing the translated question again. I don't think it's going to be translated.
I don't think so. I don't think that would really push the release back quite a lot.
Also, I think I'm seeing mostly Spanish. I think Spanish speakers asking, and I don't know. Like that's a tough one because I tried to translate hype, and you know what hype translates to? Exaggeration.
Makes sense.
It's long. It's a long word. What do you want me to do with this?
I wanted you to show it.
Oh, let me show this to you. It's a mulligan.
I probably didn't even spell it right.
When this dies, put the top card of this deck in a new active slot.
So the way the mulligan works is, so this is the basics. So also I'm noticing questions are like how long is it going to take for me to learn this? It's pretty concise. The instructions are actually on the Kickstarter page, but they're all the way at the bottom. I did like a little how to play video that just gives you the sell really quick basics. But there's a really in-depth how to play that breaks down almost everything. The instructions will have advanced rules and more specific wordings and stuff like that. But if you scroll down to the very bottom, it'll say how to play plus, and then you'll get a full like detailed description of all the phases in the game, all the cards, and all the mechanics. So the way the game plays is there are face-up monsters that are in active monster slots, and then there's the deck of monsters, which simulates going room to room and fighting monsters that are in said room. And the way the mulligan works is when he gets killed, he spawns another monster out of his head. That's the design. So when he dies, you spawn another monster in to replace him, as well as an extra monster slot. So there's 3 monsters in the room after you kill this guy. He's pretty easy to kill. The heart here that he takes 1 hit to kill. You have to roll a 3+ on the dice in order to hit him, and he deals 1 damage back to you if you miss. And all players start with 2 hearts. Almost all players start with 2 hearts, and deal 1 damage. And that's how like basic combat works. And also when you do kill him, he does spawn the extra guy, but he also gives you 3 coins, 3 pennies right there. But I definitely check out the how to play because it gives you a really good breakdown of exactly how to play.
Yeah, and we'll be playing with people soon. We're hoping to go demo it for IGN soon, and then hopefully maybe we can record something at home. And
yeah, for sure. Maybe we could do even a stream of playing the game on the weekend or something with people.
Yeah, we could put the phone on the chandelier like we did that one time with Kingdom Death.
Oh, somebody asked about, is there a stack system like in Magic? People who don't play Magic don't know what the stack is. There is a system that's very similar to the stack in Magic, and I'll explain what that means. Majority of items in the game, I would say about half of the items in the game, maybe a little less, they activate. So they have a little symbol on them that looks like, turn sideways. And you turn it sideways to activate it to show that it's been activated, and then it'll do its effect. And you can activate items at any point in the game in response to anything, in response to a dice roll, in response to somebody saying, I'm going to attack this monster, in response to somebody drawing a card. Because most of these items modify the rules of the game. So it's like, okay, I'm going to go and draw a card, and then Kane's like, wait, I'm going to activate my sleight of hand, and I'm going to look at the top 3 cards of that deck. So then Kane will go through, look at the top 3 cards, rearrange them as he wishes, and puts them back on. Then the person finishes and draws the card. And that's kind of what the stack is. And it gets a little more complicated when everybody activates all their items, and then you just kind of go backwards. So if somebody responded to Kane modifying the deck, then they would go first, and then Kane would modify the deck, and then the person would draw. But that's advanced rules, but it's pretty simple.
I've seen a couple people talking about foil cards,
and
that's something I didn't think about, and that's a really cool idea.
Yeah.
So definitely, like, any ideas you guys have, keep throwing them out, because we're so like tunnel vision that sometimes we miss things that might seem obvious. So if any ideas like that, just throw them out. It cannot hurt.
Oh, they're saying to check the QA section. Oh, okay. We're gonna go through this now. Okay, you want to read them?
I thought they were telling other people to look at the QA because they were asking questions about like shipping and things.
Oh, well, it looks like there's more concise questions here.
I'm trying to read it.
Again, guys, bear with us because our screen is shaking violently. How long is the average playthrough? Average playthrough, like I mentioned before, lasts about like an Isaac run. So it lasts between a half an hour to an hour. If you add more people, it's gonna be longer. Will contain item and monsters from Afterbirth and Afterbirth Plus. Yes, so quite a few of them are in. Not all of them, and I hope to design more. If all goes well, I'd love to just keep kind of adding more in the future, but we'll see. We'll kind of see how it goes. But yes, all the fan favorites are there. I made sure that I put in ones people know, and also ones that mechanically work in unique and interesting ways, like regeneration and stuff like that. Can you synergize items for unique effects? Yes, you can, and they're designed that way too. So there are much like Isaac, there are rough archetypes, and the archetypes are like, my character now wants to take damage. So there's a bunch of items that complement taking damage and killing yourself. That's an archetype in itself. There's items that combo and synergize in ways to just defeat monsters, rapid fire, and always successfully, but nothing else. There's strategies to manipulate decks. There's strategies to manipulate other players, or change out the active monsters so you can fight easier monsters. There's strategies to dig through decks for specific cards. There's a lot going on in there.
Yeah, I played one of the games I played, which really sticks out because it was amazing. Was I had like 4 or 5 things that were comboing, and it feels just as good as in the video game where you're just like, fuck yeah.
That was the #1 goal. Like, it's like how I want to make broken item combos that don't upset everybody else. You don't want to have this infinite combo where this person's just going off forever on their turn endlessly. But there are a few item combinations that almost can go infinite. It's a luck game, and it's based on dice rolls. So sometimes stuff happens. There are some pretty unique combos. I don't want to like spoil stuff because part of the fun is actually realizing like, oh, I have this item, and then there's this item that's in the shop that's visible. I can see what it does, and it combos really well with an item that's on, that I own, and maybe even a loot card in my hand. So you kind of go with it. 6 to 8 players. Will there be additions for more than 4 players?
I mean, it seems like, Ed's thinking that you could play with 6, and it seems like if you were to get expansions and just add more cards to your pool, that I don't see why not. You could try. Yeah,
it's I personally like around 4, but you can definitely go. I think maybe I'm hesitant to recommend 6+ because I have definitely not ever played with 6+ players. But I also know how a game of like Magic Commander goes when there's 6 people, and it goes so slow, and it's not that slow in Isaac. Things don't go like that crazy, but you never know. It could get a little slow. You can probably have like a 2-hour game, which might not be ideal. Okay, what else? I can't read this thing. Is it possible to get the game after release? I believe the game mat's exclusive to this Kickstarter. If it says exclusive to Kickstarter, that's it. And currently, it's exclusive to the tier.
But and then remember that the $75 bundle So for an extra $40, you're getting the 4-player mat and a T-shirt. So I mean that's pretty reasonable, I think.
People really want Binding of Isaac themed sleeves. That's like constantly suggested.
I don't know. See, it's like stuff like that. There was like, duh.
Oh yeah, you can play with less than 4 players. Like I mentioned before, you can play a 2-player variant, which I'm working on the in-depth instructions. Which I think what I'm going to do is make it so you get a starting character, but then you also maybe draft a few items, so you're kind of stronger in the beginning, so it's more competitive early on. Kind of skips the grind.
And
3 players is totally fine.
I saw another question about the mat. It is like those thick. I saw somebody say neoprene. I feel like that's what it is. It's like, you know, those thick mouse pad things.
Yeah, it's I think it's even a little thicker than this. I could be wrong. It's definitely a question for studios.
It is a quality piece of.
Yeah, it's not like
equipment.
a really like easily tearable one. That's tiny. A DIY version that people can print out. Not really. It's just printing this thing out was insane, and having visuals and stuff for it. I have to figure out how to realistically duplicate this at least twice so we can do some really extensive testing. And that in itself is a pain in the butt. So, okay, what else? Do you see anything? People really want to buy the mat by itself. We'll talk to Studio 71, but I believe it's stuck to the tier for sure. More Magic card sleeves.
Where would this game be in complexity on a scale of Munchkin to Gloomhaven?
Oh, it's beyond Munchkin, but not anywhere near Gloomhaven for sure. It's Magic Light, like it's right between Munchkin and Magic Commander. It's a comfortable right there. Definitely more of a play on backstabbing and social type stuff too. Tabletop simulator version. Oh yeah, that's a question we get a lot. Is like, are you going to make a digital version of this? I would honestly say a digital version is not going to be remotely as fun as the physical version with people in person. So my first instinct is to just say no.
Here's the if we had a thing where like we were writing a book and people were like, yeah, but are you going to make a movie?
There's a certain part of me that's like we made this game, and definitely I made this game because I really enjoyed the social dynamic of an in-person group, and kind of seeing people's personalities unfold and seeing expressions and also trying to have poker faces. Just
like when Isaac came out, and people were like, "Oh, randomly generated. Oh, I died and I started all over." Oh, like you didn't know you wanted that, and you did. And now with this, you might at first be put off by the idea.
Yeah,
but you're gonna have so much fun that you're gonna think, I never want to be on the computer again.
I totally get social anxiety. I totally get not having a lot of friends. But drafting Magic was one of the things that enabled me to get out and force myself into awkward social situations, and eventually come out with a few really great friends that I've had for years. This does the same.
That's another idea if you're looking for people to play with. Again, takes some chutzpah. Go into a game store with your box and be like, hey,
you find somebody who wants to play it, maybe play it.
Yeah, anybody's gonna be curious about it.
Okay, what am I? Do you see anything else? Okay, more people must have commented because it moved around. Ultra Greed so greed does play a big role in the game. I don't go over it extensively until like the very bottom of the instructions, but there are alternate souls that you can get, similar to Catan's Longest Road and Biggest Army. If any of you play Settlers of Catan, alternate like win condition types. The Soul of Greed. If you have 25 coins and your turn, you get the Soul of Greed. You have it. It's yours. It's stuck to you. And there's also the Soul of Gluttony. There's a bunch of greed theme enemies. Ultra Greed is not in at this point in time, but Brimstone is, and Ipecac is, and Soy Milk is, and all of them have are amazing in their own unique ways, but have pretty big downsides, mostly for other people though. Brimstone shoots and tends to hit the person next to you, depending on dice rolls. And Ipecac can just explode and do a lot of damage to everyone. So it's dangerous, but it raises your damage pretty high.
Will this be offensive to people? Only if they're offended by Isaac.
Yeah, it's less offensive than the game.
And let me tell you, Ed's dad, who is a I don't know what you call it. I'm being pushed towards the word registered minister, but that doesn't sound right. He's a minister. Yeah, he's a minister now. He went. They were doing a youth group lock-in, and he went out to his car and got Isaac, and put it on all the computers at church, and they played it all night. So I mean, it just depends on how you want to look at it.
My dad's funny. One of the things people keep asking is if there's any sort of one-player variant. I keep saying no, but the more that people ask, the more I'm thinking to myself, how could I turn this into some sort of
well, when people are
game?
saying that, I'm just seeing it like I put these cards here and I put these cards here, like there's another person, and you just play like that. Like I've definitely done that.
I'll tell you what. I will try, and this won't even be a stretch goal. I will try to come up with some sort of solitaire variant for you single people out there. I will try my best and try to come up with something that is fun. But it's a social game, so it's going to be more fun with people. But I'll do my best for you to get your more bang for your buck. What was the other question that I kept seeing? Does the Kickstarter's current rate help us release the game earlier? I would say no, because I have a handful of artists, and I don't know if I want to keep hiring more people. I'm trying to do this thing where everybody has cycles of cards. So one artist will do, like Takara did all of the Guppy themed.
Yeah, items. So like that belongs with, this all belongs together and looks cohesive.
And I have Crystal on a lot of cute characters and a lot of items, and Alejandro has been doing all the more gross ones. So currently I think that they can handle it, and I kind of feel like they deserve it because they've been such amazing fans and they've been so productive over the past couple months. So it's not going to speed it up, but I mean, really, it's just that people are buying more copies, and hopefully that will help get more copies and add more stretch goals. And
here's something special for you guys.
Oh, this is kind of sad.
Not sad.
There he is. That's Guppy.
He's here with us. They also had when he passed, they gave us a paw print. I think anybody who has an animal that's like passed away and you can choose to have an urn, and like they'll give you the paw print. But we didn't keep that because it just looked like we took his little dead foot and smushed it into some clay.
There was a question about the figures. How will they look? They're going to look as close to the visuals that we put up as possible. I'm assuming that they'll look somewhat similar to the if you like look up like Overwatch mini, the big head vinyl toys, like so like kind of soft colored.
But which are you talking about?
The little figures. So they won't look like the ones we sold in the shop because they're going to look a lot cuter and more in the style of the game. And they won't be resin. I think they're going to be vinyl. But they should look pretty good because I've seen some of the other stuff that they've done. If you also look up Joking Hazard, Cyanide and Happiness figures, they did those. So it kind of gives you an idea of the quality. Introduce other characters such as Lilith, Eden, and the Lost. I believe some of those are actually in the golden tier. I really have to do a post about that so people know that there's more characters in there. And like I said, I'm just still designing more as we go, and so we'll try to pack them in more.
The difference between the Hoarder and the Tainted is that Ed signs the.
Yeah, it's tainted because I touch it.
He touches it and he signs it.
Yeah.
So that's for that's more of like a collectible type of thing.
Any questions about tracking packages or shipping or anything? Just post that on the Kickstarter, and someone from Studio 71 will definitely reply. It'll probably
we're not going to be shipping it out. We're not doing that part.
Yeah. If any of you guys know us, you'll know that when we did have a shop, it would go up for a few days and then we take it down because we had so many orders that we couldn't process them all. So we have Studio 71's equipped at dishing this stuff out. So
they know exactly what they're doing.
Is the game aimed to Binding of Isaac fans, board game fans, or both? Okay, whenever I design something, I never aim it. And maybe that's just me being a bad businessman, but I just make a game that's fun for me to play, and then I put it out, and I hope that other people will like it. In testing, there are people who never played The Binding of Isaac that really loved it. There are people who don't play many board games that really liked it and understood it. So I would say it's for everybody, especially people who like weird, gross, cute, ugly things.
Yeah, and then for me, who is a huge Isaac fan and then a huge just any game fan, it's
You see anything else? Get to see a demo?
Are the pennies that come with the real pennies or plastic cardboard? They're going to be, I'm pretty positive they're going to be plastic coins and look similar, to the coins.
They should look, they should look like like roughly the same color as the coins in Isaac, and have a little cent symbol, just like they would in Isaac on them. So they'll look very Isaac. Okay. Someone's asking about demoing the game. I definitely think, like I said, so we have the prototype right here, and I think it would be great to live stream a full demo of a gameplay session so you can kind of see.
Yeah.
Invite some friends over and go crazy. We'll set that up in the future. Definitely show you guys kind of how it plays. And again, for anybody who's just coming in, if you have any questions on how the game plays, the instructions and everything else, there is a pretty in-depth explanation of exactly how the game plays. If you scroll to the bottom of the Kickstarter page and you look at how to play plus, there's even like visual diagrams and everything too.
Do you think I'll have a great advantage from my 1.5 thousand hours in Isaac compared to those who've none? I think you'll get a kick out of seeing the cards and of the items that you know so well and enemies that you know so well, and seeing them translated. And of course, you'll have a better idea of how things could combo with each other.
Yeah. Component upgrades like metal pennies. That's a good idea. Yeah, custom like metal or copper pennies would be pretty cool as an add-on.
Also heavy.
I want to do dice as well.
Also heavy.
Also heavy. Well, I'm taking notes, and I'm sure Studio 71 is watching this as well, and I'm sure they're taking notes. But that is a good idea. Thank you for your good ideas. I just designed the games. I don't know what you people want. So yes, metal pennies would be really cool for sure. We'll look into it and see what's possible when it comes to shipping heavy things. Hopefully you're not overseas. Translating the game to other languages. I don't think that that's reasonable, mostly because of time. I won't completely say no for sure until I talk to Studio 71, but I'm leaning towards it being it's not going to happen. Online digital version, covered that.
Were there any ideas with this game that you wanted to make but didn't have the time or resources to do so?
No. I mean, this is everything. And just so for full disclosure, when I started talking to Studio 71, and they asked if I wanted to do something like this, I was like, I don't have any ideas. It's not going to happen or whatever else. And once enough time passed and I actually came up with a prototype, I didn't even contact them back until I had this prototype. Like, once I had a fully fun, tested, playable prototype is when I was like, okay, this game's design is 95% finished. It just needs to be produced when it comes to like the art, and it needs to be tested extensively. So I didn't go in thinking like, I have a bunch of ideas that I need them to be executed. Design is design. You can usually execute it with what you have for the most part, but production is a whole other thing. And when it comes to physical things, I have no fucking clue how it works. So Studio 71 is handling that. What else is there?
I think the $777 one, usually with Kickstarters, it like when you go down the next step, it includes all the stuff from before. So that one, the mod tools, would you sign the box as well?
Yeah, we're still going back and forth on that. I think I'm gonna end up signing the box.
Makes sense.
God, I'm gonna.
So you already have your pen out.
Yeah, I'm already drawing 1,000 pictures of things. Fine, give me carpal tunnel.
I saw that somebody had said, is he? Because I think how many was it up to to make a? It was up to a 150, and they're like, is he really gonna do that? Cool. Yeah.
I have to.
He did think about what it would take, and yes. That's the number that he's comfortable with.
People are asking if it's comparable to EDH or Commander and Magic Commander, and it's people who are comfortable with Magic Commander will be very comfortable with this because the structure is very similar. It's 4-player. Everybody has a turn. You're competing to win. The one major difference is in Magic and Commander in general. When you get killed, you're out of the game and it ends. That's it for you. With this, it doesn't end, and that was a thing I didn't want to happen. I didn't want it to feel bad. I didn't want
just like with Isaac, you're right back in there. You're just taken down a little bit.
So if you do die, there's a penalty, and then you're kind of turned off until it's your next turn. And that's basically what happens. You're a ghost until it's your turn, and then you heal up again, and you're alive, and you have access to your cards. It works really well. The penalty works really well too.
Yeah, and we'll if you're obviously everyone that's here signed up, you'll be getting the emails about any updates we do, anything that we're changing, anything that we're adding, and we'll be on Twitter. So this whole month we are going to be BFFs talking to you.
Yeah, faux show. Someone's asking what bosses in the game take the most strategy to beat.
Who's
Mom and Satan would be the two in the base game, and I don't want to spill the beans on the ones that are in the expanded version.
I haven't even. I don't think that when they've been up, I've even attempted it.
Satan's great. Fighting Satan is incredibly hard, and we the first person to fight Satan was our niece Acacia, who just. It's like, oh, there's Satan. I'm going to fight Satan. And I thought, oh, she must have something up her sleeve. She's just going to fucking roll for it. She's just probability-wise, and she's going to hit. And I won't spoil every aspect of Satan, but he does have an ability that if you roll a specific number, you are forced to kill someone else. So she kind of went around the room killing everyone until she's the only person left, and then killed herself. It was great.
Will people without prior knowledge of the game be able to play it without issues? Definitely.
Yeah. You don't need to know the game at all. It's just going to come off like a weird.
In fact, I'm kind of jealous for people that get to it would be fun to do a wipe and then go in and play it and get to see all these things the way they are. So, and it's going to be fun for you to see people discovering it this way.
Is it possible to order a second copy of the base game? That's a technical thing that I'm not sure of. Maybe Grima or Javon can chime in on that. If you rewrite that question on the Kickstarter page, I'm sure that they can respond to that. God damn, guys, there's a lot in the QA section. I feel bad that we're not looking at the chat right now.
Let's go back to the chat because Studio 71's watching, and a lot of stuff that we're getting repeats of will be in the FAQ as far as the translating questions, the shipping stuff, the how many players, that's all stuff that you can find.
The cards are standard size. They will fit into most, or the default sleeve for sure.
The gold chest, I believe, is going to have, gold leafing and look fancier.
Yeah, it'll look all shiny and neat. Those aren't the final. That's not the final art for the boxes either. Those are mock-ups. I think I'm gonna ask Crystal if he wants to do the final art for that, because he can do really cool detailed wooden stuff. But I'll make sure that there's really cool extras on the box. I mean, since I don't know, I'll have to ask Studio 71 if the leafing is a full new box. If it's a full new box, I might go the extra mile and make little cool things on it as well. But mostly just a graphics change to make sure that the base game looks different than the gold one. Are there any new monsters items? Yeah, actually, there are a few items that are from Legend of Bumbo that I put in that I don't want to spoil because I'll be spoiling 2 games. There's a few of them. Would you use the figures as game pieces? The figures that are up right now represent the 4 main characters, the 4 starting characters, which I recommend you play with it when you do your first and probably second game of the game. So keep it simple. They're not functional, but you could use them. You could put them to represent you on your little card. A release date before the end of the year is the goal for sure, and I think it's quite doable. The team's working really fast on the art, which I will be showing to backers as we go. Can they not use PayPal on Kickstarter?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I think usually I have to put the credit card info in.
The D20 is in. The D20 is in. I had to rework the D20 as an item because the D6 is a starting item for Isaac, and the D6 rerolls dice. But I wanted to have the D6 effect, which to reroll items. So that's what the D20 does. So the D20, you'll activate it and then choose an item in play, and then destroy that item and replace it with the top unknown card of the treasure deck. So it kind of like re-rolls an item, and that's what it functionally does. And you can do it to the D20. So if you just are tired of the D20 and you want a new card, or if you happen to know what the top card of the treasure deck is and it's something amazing like Brimstone or Mom's Knife or something, you just activate it, destroy it, replaces itself, re-rolls it. Can you get the game post-launch? I think if all goes well, that the base game may be available, but everything else is exclusive to Kickstarter, and you won't be able to get it. So definitely get it while you can. Don't do what I did with the Kingdom Death Kickstarter and not get something. Like I was.
Yeah, don't kick yourself later.
Why? I don't know if I don't know if I want to get the expansions right now for Kingdom Death. I'll just get the base game. And it's like, oh, I could have just paid like $100 extra to get something that would eventually in the end cost me like shitloads of money in order to acquire. I know it's expensive. I know stuff can get pricey, but if you have the ability to drop money on bigger tiers for exclusive stuff, I highly recommend you do it in case you regret it in the future.
Don't be like us.
Don't be like me. Will stretch goals apply to all tiers? Yes. Stretch goals apply to the base game that applies to everything else. So the cards and the content that you will be unlocking via stretch goals will automatically be included in all the boxes. What does Bob's brain do? Let's find it. You can keep looking through and see if there's anything you can answer. I'll try to find Bob's brain. Ooh. Compost is great.
I think 100 coins is all you're going to need.
Yeah. I forgot about the ones that I just recently added. Oh, there's Mom's Knife. There's the D20.
I colored it the wrong color.
No, this is correct. It's red.
Oh.
You colored
the 100. You drew.
Danielle colored all these.
You drew Ipecac wrong.
Yeah, whatever. How am I supposed to remember?
Ed didn't draw Ipecac. He drew rubber cement.
It's a fucking jar. It's mostly the color. It's just because I drew a diagonal line on it.
Know which looks like what.
You think I know my own game? You're wrong. All right, it wasn't in this pile. Let's go to the next pile. Jesus. Entertain these people, Danielle. While I'm looking. Oh, Bob's Brain. Bob's Brain. There's Bob's Brain. Boo, boo, boo. Look at that art. Ooh, I like the colors. Not final. Bob's Brain. Just like in the game, whenever you would attack, so once you choose to attack a monster, you first roll a dice. If you roll a 1 or a 2, it deals 1 damage to the monster. If you deal a 3 or 4, it deals 1 damage to any player of your choosing. If you deal a 5 or 6, it deals 1 damage to you. It is Bob's Brain. This is for sure Bob's Brain. It functions exactly like Bob's Brain, and I'm a big fan of these cursed cards. They're fun. And there's a lot of them.
An item I love is Guppy's Hairball.
Guppy's Hairball. It's pretty good. I mean, so is the Mask of Infamy. There's all those cards fit into the protective archetype, where it reduces your chance of dying or taking damage. Blink cards for modding. Could probably do that. I mean, they're going to give me blank cards to draw on either way. Maybe there's a possibility. I don't know how many people are going to want to do it, but I'll ask Studio 71 and see if it's easy to just do a little pack of like 25 blank cards of different types or something. I don't know. I mean, either way, you could probably do it yourself by just modding the existing blank cards. How does it differ from Munchkin? So I've only played Munchkin
I haven't
twice,
played it, and from what I hear,
and I played it like 5 years ago.
It's chaotic.
Yeah, it's chaotic in the similar ways, but I think it's more cooperative, and everybody's just like everybody puts their attacks together, I think, and then they just have to deal damage to a monster.
This is like strategic.
This is a lot more strategic than Munchkin, even though it is chaotic. There's a lot less chaos. There's more structure.
And it actually can, it can get as chaotic as you want it. If you have people that are very strategic, they're going to know everything that's going on and every little combo and tool that they can use. But it's a good game. Do you like what Ed makes? Probably because you're here supporting it, so you're going to like it.
I can say it's one of my best designs, and I think the majority of people that have played could probably say the same. It's a breath of fresh air. It's very, very similar to Isaac if you like Isaac, yeah, I'm super, super, super happy with it.
We're gonna have to wrap it up though in a minute because Ed's mom is here watching Peachy, and we don't have that much longer for babysitting.
You got to make sure that her bee sting is going okay.
My bee sting hurts.
All right, guys. I'll give you 2 minutes, rapid fire. We'll do rapid fire questions. Give them up. Give me those questions. I will answer them. Can you become Guppy? Maybe we'll see in the future. Who knows? That's been a suggestion. Maybe it'll happen.
Should Peach come up and say hi?
You guys want to see Peach?
Yeah, let's see Peach.
Okay.
I'll get her.
I'll try to answer shaky text. Oh my God. Okay. When I ask for rapid fire questions, you are delivering. I can't fucking read this. Can I pause the chat? Okay, that's good. Bumbo release date coming soon. Yeah. The trailer is up. The Bumbo trailer is definitely up. Are you okay? Okay, she's coming up. More on that probably next month, hopefully. We're getting closer and closer to a release date for sure. I don't know anything about shipping, guys, for custom stuff. I have no idea. Ask Studio 71 via the Kickstarter. The playmat. Will the playmat fit in the box? No, it's huge. It's a very large playmat. Devil deals? Yes, there are devil deals. T-shirts? Yes.
My hand is better.
Oh, can you show them that your hand is better?
My hand is better.
Her hand is better. Peachy, do you like Isaac?
Yeah.
Can you tell us about Isaac? Look, where is Peachy?
Tell us about Isaac. Peachy, who's Isaac?
A bunny, hop, hop, hop.
He's a bunny. Hop, hop, hop.
Of course he is.
Can you tell them a joke?
Boop, boop, boop.
There's a bunch of people watching you. Did you get stung by a bee? It's getting better.
There are stuff from all expansions featured in the game Space Set for sure.
Oh, hey, that's coming off.
Oh yeah, is that the medicine?
Yeah, I can do that.
The card backs are currently being designed by Crystal. They should be finished within a week, and I'll definitely post them so you guys can see them. They look really cool. The sketches for them is the treasure deck or the item deck looks like the top of a golden treasure chest.
You always want me an octopus?
An octopus. The loot deck looks like the ground with a bunch of loot, like a bomb, a coin, and whatever else on it. And then the monster deck looks like a door.
Here you go, Daddy.
Thank you. That with a monster in it.
Thank you.
You won't get to play as Peach. You wouldn't want to play as Peach.
And then your card. Oh, you
Dice sets. I'm pushing for dice sets. I'm pushing for
you
Binding of
got
Isaac
it.
themed
Who's
dice
that?
sets as add-ons
Papa.
for sure. Delirium. There's currently no Delirium in the game because it's hard to get bigger than the biggest bosses that I already put in the game. So we'll see.
Oh, so before we go, make sure you're following Ed on Twitter, Edmund McMillan, at Edmund McMillan.
Yeah.
And then
Make sure if you can that you upgrade at least to the 35 tier so you can
Oh,
get
no, how fun.
all the extras and the extra characters and stuff. Once we eat, I'm going to go through, and I think you guys may have already achieved the first
I want the
stretch
dog,
goal.
Mama.
So I'll put up the next one,
also,
and I'll show you the cards that you guys will
if
want.
you follow official Binding of Isaac on
Just
Instagram,
coloring your card.
I've been keeping up with that, and then they have a live stream feature that we can use too. And yeah, hopefully we'll keep using this feature and keep going live, and maybe we can get one of the artists to do like a live stream of art. Would be super cool.
Oh yeah, that would be great. Oh, and there aren't streamers that are in the game, but there may be stretch goals that require streamers. Stay tuned. All right, guys. Thanks for
We
supporting.
are so proud of the community, and we're
This
super
is
thankful.
super awesome experience. It really couldn't be better. Stay with us, and I'm going to continue to show. I forgot a million things that I was supposed to say, but there's a lot of stuff coming.
Yeah, we're gonna be back.
We'll do it again. We'll keep
We've
doing
got
this.
all month with you guys. Say bye, Peachy.
Bye.
Bye.